Yo, don't tell him to get down. He ain't coming back up. Yo.
Go over, bro.
I might have to leave for 15 minutes of the podcast.
Go sit out, bro.
I'm gonna do 2 minutes. I'm gonna do 2 minutes.
It's the what we doing? Can we not podcast in the building, bitch? We in here winning.
First of all, hold on.
No big ticket.
Wait. I thought we agreed it was podcast tone
filming.
Yeah.
None of your cameras is on.
They're all.
No. I know. I'm fucking with you, bro. I'm fucking with you.
Man.
I am fucking with you. I am fucking with you. But what's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Monday morning. This is the Can We Not podcast episode 79. I was gonna say that, bro. 79.
Somewhere else. You figure out what's the number.
Tone, you gotta go, bro.
I'll be right back.
Tone is going to be back in a few seconds, but other than Tone, it is me, your host, the one and only, the Pod Piper himself, Mr. Evan Combest. I'm in the building today. And to my left of me, I have a very special guest with me. Akai cannot make it this week, so he wanted to avoid all of the sound effects and nicknames I had for him. But this week, I have a very special guest with me. Most of you guys know him as a sound effect.
Back on that steamy. Better in person. Back on that steamy shit.
Yes, back on that steamy shit. He's back in the building. I do not have a sound effect for him, but ladies and gentlemen, welcome Stephon in the building.
Yeah, good to be back. Good to be back. You know, big man, gotta fill big shoes. Kai will be there next time, but
Of course. But thank you, bro, for coming in. How are you for this late notice?
terrible.
Yes. Also, the cameras are on, so if anybody watching this on YouTube, I want to apologize in advance that we are not in the studio, so there will be no shout-outs to Jade, no shout-outs to Skies Crescent Radio, no shout-out to City World Radio. We are actually filming inside of the Comic Strip Live, the comedy club that me and Tone always talk about. We are inside of it now, filming on Tone's machine because of technical difficulty. That's why Kai's not here. So much shit is going on. Bro, how are you?
Even Tone's missing from this shit.
Tone had to get a call out. He had to go talk to the owner real quick.
Shit, I'm motherfucking tired though, bro. But it's good to be back in the building with y'all. Last minute call. Put on the superhero cape. We gotta show up. When your man call you, show up. Real friends. Real friends.
How did I know you was cool?
You don't know the vibes.
Fam, we haven't seen you since last year. How was your year been going for you this year? How's 2020?
You like roller coasters? 'Cause I don't.
I don't at all. No, I don't.
That's all this has been, a test. And I have been failing.
Been failing hard. Ooh. That is a fact. So, I did not send you none of the topics this week. So much has happened, and we do not have that much time to record because we are in the comedy club. They got to close at a certain time. We got to get the fuck up out of here. So, we're going to start off with one of the most tantalizing stories of the week. So much happened this week. Where would you like to start? If you
give me the top scoop. What's the top scoop on your mind right now? What you got?
The top story that I have?
Well, it's been a while. I need to get some juicy.
It's actually a story about Lil Boosie wearing the thing. You want me to switch sides? Oh, hold on. We might have a special guest coming in. Hold on a second.
A legend in the building. How are you, sir? Where my headphones at?
Hold on. Back
Can we
on.
get a proper introduction?
Hold on. So, yes, we have the one, the only, the owner of the comic strip himself. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Richard Tankin in the building.
Give it up. Give it up. Where are these claps coming from?
You know I had to give you a big round of applause. Thank you.
Can you understand me?
Yes.
Now you realize why this happened, right?
No.
God didn't like my singing, but he lets me talk.
Why do you do that?
Beautiful voice.
Of course, the sound of a bird, man. It's coming on.
It's a Joe Cocker voice.
Joe Cocker too.
I really hope my listeners know who that is.
Yeah.
They might be too young to understand that reference. But thank you for coming. Thank you for sitting in on this.
Hey, I'm 74. You think what do you think I know the bands around nowadays?
No, you wouldn't be like, oh, One Direction. You're not gonna be
Not
able
a
to.
clue.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to tell me
Is
about
that
none
you
of them. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to tell me about none of those people. But how did Tone get you to come on here?
He asked me.
Yeah. Ask and you shall receive. Hey, it's $20.
No, get out of here. But yeah, this Richie is my podcast. It's called the Can We Not podcast, where I talk about like pop culture stuff and like relationships for people in their young 20s going through relationship issues and stuff like that. That's what I try to talk about here.
That ship sailed for me.
Aren't you married?
Wait, on which part? The relationship first?
I'm 74. So I only worry about my Social Security.
Hey, keep the bag.
That is a fact. The Social Security checks keep coming in.
Oh, yeah.
They keep coming in. The royalty checks, all of them keep coming in. This man can't stop making money.
Try and stop him.
No, you can't.
Hey, thanks to Jerry Seinfeld and Adam Sandler and Chris Rock and Paul Reiser and Ray Romano and Eddie Murphy.
Big
Light
shout
flex,
out.
light flex. Yo, y'all have no idea how fun this is for me to press all these buttons with Richie. This is
Just to get the facial expressions on.
Yes. Can you pass my phone real quick so I can give you guys a topic real quick? Or something that happened. Richie, are you familiar with sororities?
The what?
Sororities, like college sororities.
I know what they are, yeah. That's the women.
You know there's one for males too, right?
I'm not surprised.
Yes, there's sororities for men. It's like the Kappas and the Alphas and all of that.
Omegas.
Yes, there was a rapper named Little Boosie who was in the news recently because he was wearing one of the Kappa shirts at a basketball game. And the people from the Kappas, they came in and was like, you can't wear that if you're not a part of our actual sorority. And there's been a lot of beef. I didn't know this was like a rule. If you're not in the sorority, it's like a really big problem. Like they could fight you and want to like inflict violence on you. Like they want to beat you up.
Don't fight me for a t-shirt.
What school is this? The School of Hard Knocks.
The School of Hard Knocks.
Somebody gonna get knocked out that day.
Exactly. Any college whatsoever. You on the what button you got him pressing?
Oh, Hard Knocks.
No, but yeah. So all of that was going on about Boosie. Stephon, do you have any thoughts on that? That you can't? Did you know that you can't wear that?
No, I thought it was like for everybody. You want to show some team spirit, maybe something affiliated with the school, but there's bloods and gangs out here.
Basically, I didn't know sororities.
Gang bang for Alpha Kappa Mega.
Basically.
What was that gang? What was that gang you had growing up?
Wu-Tang.
Wait, were you in a gang, Richie?
Leather jackets. No.
The Fordham Baldies.
The Fordham Baldies? Was that Fordham from the Bronx?
Yeah, that's why I was born.
Oh.
And the East Bronx had the Golden Ginnys.
That sounds kind of hardcore. Golden Guineas.
Well, you know the alliteration. It just goes. It's very threatening once you hear that alliteration.
But we never fought. We always pretended we were gonna, but we never did.
That's what I assume what college Kappas were gonna do, but apparently it's real violence that might happen.
This is like, stomp the yard or something like that.
What happened was a guy in the East Bronx stabbed somebody he was called the Umbrella Man. And he killed the guy.
Oh.
So the cops started cracking down. Oh, that was the end of the gangs.
That was the end of the violence. That was definitely the end of the violence. I would like to hope that that'll be the end of the violence that goes on for all of the Kappas and rappers that go on, because all they really do is they wear these shirts and then like they dance. That's all they do. They just dance and have all these benefits. And I mean, there's other fun facts that they help out communities and things like that with the Kappas and like that. That I looked it up and I had to. I didn't want to be disrespectful
That's
on air.
all they can be known for now.
Yeah, they can't be just known for the little shimmy. Because those are the dudes who do like the shimmy. They do the little shimmy.
One line with a shimmy,
where they
six
slap
in a row.
Yeah, where they slap their thighs and they shimmy.
I gotta go.
All right, Richie, thank you for coming. I appreciate you
Pleasure.
jumping on this mic, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Richie Tanger. Yes. So anybody walks in, man, you walk in, you could get it. So Tone is finally taking back over. Tone.
That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was something. That was very unexpected.
They're not gonna know, but that was legendary.
Put the music back on.
That's his entry music and entry out.
What's up? Did you turn the
Might think
music
this
back
is
on?
like-
You turned the music back on?
Everybody's just turning the music.
Was it off?
It was off.
It was lowered because we were.
I'm recording.
Oh, I didn't do anything.
Oh,
Nah, he's lying. Beat him up.
Talking about next contender.
I tell you, man. I told you.
I bet he got Beta Kappa shirt.
This is not my music.
This isn't your bag, Rich? This isn't your bag, DF? Nah, DF, I think this might be your
Ask
bag.
if he's from the Golden Guineas.
He might be. I don't want no issues, bro. I don't want no problems.
You want to switch?
Yeah, we can switch over, bro.
Oh, hot potato. Dead air. But yeah, I mean, how did that end though?
How did it end?
Yeah, because I mean, I know the whole start now. What was the finish?
So basically what had happened was Boosie wore the sweater. Then the Kappas were online and you know with Twitter rage, as they always do. They rage and say, you can't wear that, bro. You niggas think y'all can just wear whatever y'all want. Y'all get beat up around here. This shit is serious. This Kappa shit is to the death. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't know it was that real. So then Boosie goes on. Then he responds by saying, what y'all mean I can't wear y'all stuff? Y'all dance to my song all the time. Like, y'all made my song a part of y'all routine. And hold on, let me get that song up for you guys. Since I know y'all wondering what song, and maybe when I play the song, y'all will understand what I'm talking about.
Write Me Down. Joint is a classic.
And this is what the Kappas brought back. The Kappas are in trouble, man.
With a song like that, he got every right to wear that shirt.
Yeah, they made that joint famous by dancing to his song.
I bet you that shot MTV videos.
No, they made it to his song, so it actually took off, and you know probably had a longer lifespan, and they always danced to it. And then he had an issue with it, so then eventually he got on Instagram Live with one of them, and he was speaking on it. And then they was like, you know, we got to get you in contact with one of our big Kappas who are famous, and that way y'all could talk. And eventually everything got hashed out. Everything's all cool. Boosie's a Kappa now. Everybody can wipe him down. Wipe me down.
Wipe the Kappas.
Exactly. Everybody can get wiped down and be lit.
Did you mention at the top of the hour where we were?
Yes.
That we're broadcasting
Yes.
live from the greatest comedy club in the world?
Of course I did, Tone. I mentioned that, and I also mentioned that along with the fact of there's going to be talking and sound effects going on around us. Yeah. But so I just want to make sure this podcast gets done for the people.
Is this our first remote broadcast?
Yes.
Okay.
No, actually, no, because wouldn't all the ones at Akai's house be remote?
No, because that's still like controlled, you know?
That makes sense. But no, we are in a nice little remote location.
Just to give people like a quick visual, like I didn't mean to take away from the Kappa conversation. It's funny that you're talking about it. You didn't even go to college.
I tell you.
I'm not trying to play you. No, like I'm over here like watching, like this is a comedy club and there's dudes playing chess. Remember that open mic we were at and dudes were just playing chess in the middle of the open mic?
That's a fact.
Is this a thing now within the comedy community?
That punchline gotta come strong. How many moves ahead you gotta be?
That
I'm not a joke. I don't tell no jokes. I am a joke.
No, you gotta be in front of something.
I'm gonna let the people know I also have to step away in a few minutes. Again, I'm gonna go on stage and do 5 minutes.
So you just gonna step away this whole show?
I mean, yo.
I appreciate the fact you listen, man. We gotta do what we gotta do this episode. Like I told the people, this is a struggle episode, but I wanted to make sure we get the content done for those people.
If you gotta go to stage, wipe me down, whatever, man. Do what you gotta do.
We still need that AO button.
We're gonna get it. We are definitely gonna get it.
Stephon, good to have you, man. Can I say a quick shout out though?
Yes, go ahead.
All right, so now the episodes of the Can We Not podcast are syndicated. You can listen to us. We're being broadcast on the first FM digital station of its kind. It's called Live 89 FM. We're now syndicated Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can listen to us in the mornings on there if you want to listen to us on demand as well. So we're going to have a whole new audience come our way. So remember to follow us at the Can We Not podcast. That's at Can We Not Pod. Does that get a sound effect? Anything? No?
I was going to, but I was doing something else. I forget because this is hooked up to the Bluetooth. There's a delay on it.
I'm just listening to the transition. You were smooth for the radio talk.
Well, I told you.
www.live89fm.com.
Yeah, that is a fact. So, I've now texted you topics. So, while you guys look at your phone and go to that, I'm gonna move over from the little Boosie topic. I know, I swear to God. Tone, you are a big R. Kelly fan.
I am.
And while we have you,
no shame in my game.
Yes. Do you have to time the guy yet or anything like that? We got you for some time to talk about this R. Kelly topic.
I got time. I'm at the end.
Okay, cool. So R. Kelly was in the news. Well, not R. Kelly, but
his girlfriends.
Azriel. Yes, in a way, yes. Azriel and the other one, Jocelyn Savage.
Yeah, Joycelyn.
Joycelyn, my fault.
Joycelyn Savage.
Yes, they were all in the news because apparently while he's still imprisoned, a fight broke out between the two girlfriends.
On his birthday too. That was the best part.
That's wild.
No, so this is what. So we learned a couple of things. First of all, I learned that R. Kelly's like prized possessions are just being thrown like nothing.
They were throwing his Grammys around like no. She's like, move this fucking Grammy.
I know. I watched the live and I'm just like, have some respect for the man, and they're just throwing his Grammys at each other.
Well, wouldn't his Grammys be a part of his legacy? So that should also be like thrown to the side out of society. Nobody should care about those things anymore.
In the name of that.
No, man, cancel.
Something else we learned from the live video is supposedly Azriel accused
The other one,
Joyce of sleeping with her while she was a minor. So everyone's like, oh.
I mean, that was kind of common knowledge if you thought about it.
If you watch the documentaries, yes. But everyone again was like, oh, thanks for reminding us. Oh, hit him with the oh.
This one?
Yeah. Here's another thing that I got a kick out of is reading people's comments while the live was happening.
Oh shit!
That shit is always
People
funny.
were like, "Go back to your parents; they miss you."
Well, she actually did. She actually did. Like later on in the week, she actually was on Instagram with her father.
Which one?
Not Jocelyn, Azriel. She was on IG with her dad saying, "Hey guys, I'm home. I'm out of the mental and emotional bind that he's had me in. I hope Jocelyn does the same, but I'm suing her."
Azriel made a big claim. She said, "I didn't need R. Kelly."
Oh yeah, to be put on.
She was like, "I was gonna get put on regardless."
Well, she also said that she was young and very susceptible to influence, and young people say things.
Say a lot of things.
So I'm
Now
not.
you know you're just gonna make it.
I'm not here to fight her claims on like, yo, I would have been on. R. Kelly was holding me back from what? Your freedom?
Oh
Definitely.
my goodness.
I don't want to go too far into that. But Tone, did you actually? There was a part 2 to the Surviving R. Kelly series. Have you seen any of it?
I've seen the first couple episodes. Yes.
Of the second part?
Yes.
The Reckoning?
Yeah.
You have any thoughts?
Dame Dash is a fool.
What?
Nah, Dame Dash, because isn't he? I'm on his side about it, but like, isn't he currently under investigation for a sexual assault thing too?
He is?
So
That's news to me, bro.
The timing just sucks.
That is news to me, bro. I had no idea that was going on.
But he claims to be innocent. He claims to have, evidence to prove his case. But no, it was. I like the part where he talked about Aaliyah.
Oh yeah, because Aaliyah was once married to R. Kelly.
Yes, he said that Aaliyah holds no ill will towards him, but that she was just like, just keep him away from me.
Yeah, keep that dude away from me.
I was like, damn, what did this man do?
Well, we know now. We're looking at the
To her specifically.
Oh, well, if he has such a heinous history of all these things he's done to people, we can
Heinous.
only imagine.
Heinous. Hit that Law and Order.
I don't know where that button's on anymore, nigga.
Trial and error.
They getting this.
on that TV shit.
I'm right here.
They just getting that now, nigga. I don't know where nothing is anymore. Ever since it was on C, bro. It's right here. There it is. So that is how we're gonna close out.
Need that clip from Vince McMahon. Put him in jail.
Oh damn it! I don't.
That would be a good one.
I got it. Hold on. I got
Stand
it.
by, stand
I'm bringing it real quick. Y'all
Why
talk.
is everybody taking off their jacket?
Niggas hot. Niggas hot here,
Steamy
nigga.
shit.
Yeah, you wildin'. I got you.
Should show up at Carl Kelly's house.
Take his ass to jail! Simmer down! Simmer down! You go to jail, you son of a bitch! All right, hold him back. You go to jail!
I'm sorry, y'all. That's just okay.
That could have been anybody.
That could have been anybody. No, that was specifically for that one kid, even though he's already in jail. But speaking of allegations and things going on, Oprah was actually in the news this week.
Oprah?
Yes, and you guys know how much I've been on Oprah's ass this entire fucking
Lifetime?
yes.
No, I was saying, what, in regards to what was she? Because I'm thinking the first thing that came to mind is the other day when they were talking about the royal family.
Oh no. She was not in there in regards to that. Actually, she was in the news because I believe a couple weeks ago I spoke on this where she was gonna be interviewing and producing a special about these accusers of Russell Simmons.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and she was on, and then Russell Simmons responded with a lengthy post, basically like, "Yo, Oprah, how could you do this? You know me personally, like you should know my character. All these claims, like I've been fighting this for a while. Like these are all false." And it was just pointing out more of the hypocrisy within Oprah on what appears to be an agenda against black men. If you go through her history with what she's done towards Michael Jackson, Russell Simmons, and Bill Cosby, like all these black, like she's all, yeah, man.
I'm just thinking, bro. Like how back in the day she used to have shit under the chairs and everybody got to look.
Yeah.
Surprise! You think I'm loyal?
Yeah, you get a case. You get a case. You get a case.
You go to jail.
Exactly.
You go to jail.
Everybody's getting tarnished.
But isn't she pulling out of that now?
That's the news.
That's the news. Sorry for ruining it.
No.
It's too late for that.
No. Actually, she's pulling out as being a producer of that Me Too special against the Russell Simmons accusers.
I'm saying this with my
air quotes.
Air quotes. She says the vision didn't match hers. She basically felt like the production wasn't up to par.
Oh,
That's the only reason.
Once she probably saw the facts that they were going to bring to the table, she's like, "Oh, y'all ain't got nothing."
That's all we got.
Nah, I need some more scandalous. Because mind you, a lot of these sexual inappropriate things we don't really know of until they get to the court. Then we get to see the documents of it and the detailing in it, so that way you get to understand what they're actually being accused
I
of.
can picture like they're interviewing the woman and they're like, "Tell us about the incident with Russell Simmons," and she's like, "He came to my house. He made himself at home. He took off his shoes." "Oh, did he?" "Well, I mean, he does do yoga, right?"
Yeah, sit Indian style like Joe Budden on Love and Hip Hop.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Stretching.
Shout out Joe.
Yeah, speaking of Joe, what a wonderful transition. Hey guys, I'm the transition king today. So, Joe Budden was actually in the news a little bit this week.
Was he?
Yeah, he was on his podcast, the Joe Budden podcast. He spoke on the Kevin Hart situation, where Kevin Hart released a Netflix special, Don't Fuck This Up Now, where Joe spoke on Kevin cheating, where they addressed Kevin cheating on his pregnant wife. Yeah. And Joe was just speaking about it, and he was speaking to the effect, something to the effect of, when you work hard and tirelessly, it makes the relationship more stressful. It puts more tension on the relationship because of how little bit of time you're spending at home. Thanks. And Joe was saying he can understand that stuff on somebody who works tirelessly. Can you speak on how working can affect in a relationship?
I mean, there's so many aspects of it. I come from a line of work where I work 10 to 16 hours a day, and I've had my relationships where when you want to come home to that person, you want to come home to a safe space, safe haven. I want to feel comfortable. Why am I going home to a second job?
Yo, that's facts.
Hold on, I got you niggas.
A second job. Wow.
Yeah, so when Joe was speaking to that, the real daytime show, with the 4 hosts, Loni Love, Amanda Seales, the new host.
Oh my God.
The Cheetah Girl.
Don't get me started.
And Ginnys, the Young Jeezy's girlfriend. I'm sorry, I don't remember everybody's name. Terrible journalism. Jeannie Mae.
Just enough.
Jeannie Mai.
The chick from Sweet Life of Cody and Zach, right?
No, that is somebody else.
Totally different.
Yeah, that's somebody else. You cancel, bro. Get out of here.
Take a drink and get out.
Don't you gotta time somebody?
Not yet.
Okay, but they addressed it. They had a long segment. I would play clips of. Matter of fact, I think I should play a little bit of a clip of it where they were speaking on it. And one of the host, Loni Love.
I just want to throw out a random question. If we had to cancel one of those women, who's the host of The Real?
Loni Love.
Really?
Loni Love. She getting it first, bro. Fam, did you hear what she said?
Yeah, she said that black men can't be loyal to
I'm going to play the clip.
Because of slavery.
Essentially, well, I'm going to play the clip for you guys right now so that way you guys can hear it.
In the black community, I don't speak for the black community, but I do think that a lot of black men, they really don't know how to have true, faithful relationships. They think because they have money, because they have power, that they can treat women any kind of way.
Loni Love is saying things.
And that is something we need to work on. We need to work on that money and power does not mean that you can just do whatever you want to do.
I think sadly in so many cultures that is the whole machismo thing, like that goes across the board, but I'm gonna say
it's not across the board because what is happening is that we are still dealing with the point of slavery and we are descendants of slavery. And because our families were broken up, we still do not have an idea of how to have together families, because our families were broken up.
Yeah,
and until we really
they had to add that applause in.
Not just slavery, welfare reform in the 60s and stuff. Like this is a.
She canceled.
Fam. All right. So that was the clip by Loni Love.
I like the way she said money.
So, guys, you guys aren't black, so I want you guys to speak first on this. Who wants to go first?
I mean, I'll speak on a man's part.
Go ahead, bro.
You making it sound like from the beginning portion of her argument or her defense, or whatever the case may be. I can't take pride in what I do. I can't be prideful to make my money, to be a man and just take care of myself independently. You're just gonna bring some link with slavery where I'm just not a man. And then you're talking about the whole family aspects. That could be true because I may be lacking a role model. So I gotta, portray myself wherever I need to be for myself. You don't know what that is. I don't know. It's self-discovery.
That's a fact. Something in
She
there.
just sounds stupid to me. I'm just gonna be sounds stupid.
Just get her with the. She sounds stupid. She ain't on that steamy shit.
Fucking cornball.
What? Tone, do you have any thoughts on this before I go off?
I feel like once she said the word slavery, that's where she should have stopped.
That's where she stops you?
I was like, chill, because Kanye West already got the people riled up when he brought up that slavery wasn't a choice.
Yeah, that's a whole fact. The thing is, all right, are you done?
Yeah,
Or you want me
from a
to?
black man's point of view, I'm like, it is.
Okay.
You finish or you done?
No.
I'm both.
This is one of those moments where I truly do wish Akai was here, so we can have more black men. Nigga, you not black.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Pound it.
Nah, you don't pound my fist on camera. No, nigga, get out of here. Here's my thing. So, this nigga stupid. My thing is more or less, I wish Akai was here so that way we just have more black people and more black perspectives. But when I did see this clip, I did address other black men that I know, just to gain their thoughts on it, because I was in a very emotional state because I reacted to this when I first saw it. And I was like, damn, I'm wilding. I can't bring this energy to the podcast. I'm going to get canceled. Let me just hit up other people. Let me see what they think. Maybe I'm bugging with my thought process.
Simmer down.
So, first off, let's just address it like this. First of all, she like what Stephon was talking about. She was just like, yo, all men cheat. They don't know this shit. Not just all men cheat. She was like, nah, black men don't know how to be faithful. All black men, they cheat. They have money. They got power. First, let's stop you right there, lady. How many black men you know got power?
The locks.
There's not that many. Power in the black.
Kevin Mason.
That is a fact. Well, not anymore. He got killed on the show. We're gonna talk about power later too. But that's the thing. This the power amongst black men is very few and far in between when we're talking about the entire spectrum of black men ever. All of us.
Itself is in danger.
The fact that she generalized it was really
Exactly.
And Little Duval said it best: black men don't cheat.
That too. Because first of all, let me tell y'all right now, as a black man, I'm broke and I never cheated a day in my life. So to just throw us in there like that was like, word, that's how you feel? And then the thing about it was her co-host even tried to save her a bit. She was like, hey, I don't think it's just a black thing. I think it goes across all cultures, all genders. There are men out there who do cheat. And she was like, no, bitch, slavery. No, this ain't the time to be bringing up slavery. What that got to do with anything? And granted, within her argument was talking about the division and divide amongst the black people and black community and separation of the black families and ties. Mean black men don't know how to be together. Yeah, but I don't think that's directly tied to black men being faithful in relationships. That was such a fucking leap and thought of just and then the other co-host went on to say, to attack Joe's point, they were saying how I'm trying to do my best to talk about the Loni Love situation without talking about the fact that her husband is white.
Loni Love don't love black men.
She don't. Loni don't love black men. And the thing about it with Loni Love's situation that's funny is because, like I said, I'm doing my best to talk about this, just talking about the context of what she said and not attack her character, not attack her looks, because I don't want to invalidate anything that I'm saying right now. But the fact of that her husband being white really shouldn't be brought up in the argument when people were attacking her, because just because her husband is white, yes, that probably means she doesn't know much about, dating black men, but let's not act like she may not have black brothers, a black father, black cousins,
Facts.
black uncles. Like, she knows black men. Let's act like she doesn't know black men just because her husband is white.
Male.
Exactly. And boy, oh boy, she looks so happy. But I do have issue with black women who champion white men, but yet trash black men who date white women. That's a whole other conflict.
Were you outraged?
Definitely, bro. Because, and I'm gonna tell you why I was outraged. I'm gonna get there right now. So, like I said, they were addressing a lot of things that Joe said when Joe was talking about the effect of like, oh, when you work a lot, it does put a big stress on the relationship. And they were like, oh, so just because you work a lot, that shouldn't, affect a man's integrity, his character, all these. And all these, I'm getting worked up. And all these different things. And then the audience started applauding. It was just like, there's no excuse. There's no reason. There's never a reason to never cheat. Men can never cheat. It was just like, whoa.
In a studio audience, though, people only applaud because there's a machine that says, the producer's probably like, awkward. Let's just make them applaud. Let's just play this off.
Black woman mentioned slavery. Yo, y'all better clap. Yo, y'all better clap.
Yo, this cracked me up during the week. So, like, I was scrolling through Instagram. I see a picture of Sin Santana. I forwarded it to Evan, and I'm just like, why did Joe leave this woman? And he goes, I could give you a million reasons why.
Because it's like, let's not act like cheating is a non-understandable offense.
Because I don't watch Love and Hip Hop, so I've never even heard Sin Santana talk. I've only heard of her. So then he sends me 2 clips. Each clip was less than a minute long. I go, okay, I get it.
Yeah, fam, I just heard her name right now from him.
Exactly. But shout out to Sin and Joe. Just that their storyline and things like that, it just speaks to the effect of like, I hate that when women try to act like cheating is a non-understandable offense. I remember, I think I got to the age, I want to say 22, 23, and I've been in relationships into a point where I was like, I felt like I was forced into a position, and I'm sure there's a lot of men out there who feel like, yo, I might have to cheat. Like, yo, this might happen. Or I might want to, or situations happen. It's like, let's not act like we can't understand a man's plight. Because I don't like that in today's society. It almost seems like a man has to be a leader. A man has no room for failure, no room for error. This a level of excellence that is expected of men that needs to be doing shit. But I don't understand. And it's like a level of excellence that's expected of men that is just non-understandable to the point of like, oh, there's no room for failure, there's no room for nothing, but men can't do nothing, there's nothing that they should be able to do that can excuse the fact of them cheating. I'll never understand it. There's no excuse. It's not acceptable. No rules. But then when women cheat, they always go to the point of like, well, you were neglectful. Like, why do we got to be understandable?
It's excusable at that point.
Not just excusable, but why do we have to be understandable to your plight, but you can't be towards ours?
That shit is always inexcusable, man. Always.
No.
And black men don't cheat.
We don't. But Loni, did you hear about what Loni Love said, Neko?
Who gives a fuck?
I do.
I'm with it. What did she say?
She said black men don't know how to be faithful.
That's ridiculous.
And she said it's because of slavery.
That's also not true. Okay.
Go ahead, bro.
So first of all, when people say that, just say that you've been in a couple bad relationships that didn't work out. That's all. And it's not a race thing that people can't be faithful. Look, I ain't come over here to have this conversation. She's a comedian that's richer than I am, so I'll leave her name out my mouth. I don't care. Ain't she with a white dude?
Yes, but
so then you got out the game. You don't get to speak on it no more. Fucking. Anyway, I came over here for a Yu-Gi-Oh question. Now I know this is the Can We Not podcast.
My listeners play Yu-Gi-Oh, so you can
perfect. So I'm beating the dog shit out of Dean. He just wanted to know if linear accelerator cannon now. Oh, okay. No, not really. I don't got my glasses.
I got you, bro.
Can I tribute his monsters? Or
I don't know how you
can specify.
All right, he wants me to read this card to interrupt this important black conversation. To read Yu-Gi-Oh! Linear acceleration cannon. Tribute one monster and inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack points. If you activate this card, you cannot activate any other spell card for this turn. Have you activated any other spell cards this turn? So this is you have? Okay, so you can activate this card. Now the question is, you want to know if you can tribute your opponent? No, you cannot. When you activate a spell card, it is only based on the monsters you control on your side of the field, unless stated otherwise.
Well, it doesn't specify.
No, it's only exactly. So it's under the rules of the game of Yu-Gi-Oh. It's assumed to be your field only, unless stated otherwise.
You got lucky, Neko.
He didn't get lucky. He just knows how to read.
For those who don't understand what's going on, he basically said, "Listen, Loni Love said this, and here's the Joe Budden card. Boom, throw it down." And you win.
Well, Joe Budden responded to it too, and he was speaking more to the effect of like, yo, women are acting like, understanding. Like women got to be more understanding than men. And just as men in the room, guys, like we've been stressed out in relationships, have we not? Women act like we're not allowed to be stressed out. Like men are, like I was telling Stephon earlier, men are expected to be the breadwinners, the leaders. We're supposed to lead them to the fucking motherland and just build them up, financially support them, put food on the table, keep the house lights on, make sure everything is running straight, smooth sailing, and then we don't get to complain about any of our emotional.
What are you doing?
Whoa, that's another conversation for another time.
That's facts.
But that actually brings me into my next topic that I want to talk about. There was a video going around on Twitter, it's about a minute long, where women were talking about her views on men and how to have a successful relationship with a man. And this is her views.
I said, what do a woman need to do to keep her man?
Right, and I said I'll tell you top 3, then you gotta tune in for the rest. You know what I mean? Women don't know how to shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? When I say shut the fuck up, I really mean it.
Destroy that horn.
I'm saying is shut the fuck up. Like we just, and I'm saying we because me personally, I like to date a certain type of caliber of man. You know what I'm saying? And when you dating that type of caliber of man, he don't want to hear all of that. Especially when he paying the bills and he taking care of you, he keeping you up to how you want. And what I'm saying, and I'm not talking. I'm not. Let me finish. And I'm not talking about because you're an invalid because you can't pay your own bills. Because I come maintenance already. He didn't get me like this. He didn't put me in position. I was already bossed up. You know what I'm saying? What I'm talking about, he's doing his duties as a man. Meaning, I don't gotta ask him to do the things that he's supposed to do. I don't gotta tell him I need. He's already doing it. Just being a man. I'm not talking a trick. I'm not talking about no goofy shit. I'm talking about a nigga saying, I like you, I'm pursuing you, and because I got it, I wanna make sure you good too, because what kind of man would I be to be around you to see you struggle? Not that you're struggling, but I can help you get it easier. That's the type of men I'm used to, and that's the type of men I attract. So when you dating that type of man, you gotta know when to be quiet. Sometimes you gotta pick and choose your battles. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes I wanna be that independent. I know. No, I talk to a broke nigga like that.
Why she sound like
you don't talk to a nigga that can change your life tomorrow like that.
That is true. I agree with that.
Because if you knew everything, you wouldn't be in my face.
So what's the second thing?
Yo, she sound like she eating a bacon, egg, and cheese, wearing Tim's, and rolling up rolling up
do-rag on.
She got a do-rag. She was like, "Listen, let me finish."
In the bodega. So, gentlemen, what are your thoughts? What are your initial thoughts on this?
She's playing Simon Says. Talking about Simon Says, shut the fuck up.
Said bitches got to shut the fuck up. Let your man take the wheel. Don't argue with him. Don't nag him.
I don't want the wheel the whole time, though.
Exactly. I'm just like
I like to be in the shotgun, you know.
It's like at what point in a relationship is a man allowed to like plot and like think about his next move? It's just like we just supposed to know.
According to women,
wait,
never.
I'm just saying, you talking about independently or together?
No, when you're in a relationship, when women, to what she was speaking on, when a woman just expects you to just know the next move and the next level and the next thing to do, like. How do you feel in that situation versus like, yo, can I? It's like almost in a sense like the first date thing where you like ask a girl like, what does she like? Where does she want to go? So that way you kind of got to get a little bit of info on her. So that way you can like make the date more catered to her interest.
Yeah, it's not one-sided.
Yeah, but except for women like, man, you just pick a place. Just pick a place. You figure it out. You be the man and set it all up.
I mean, okay, but when you don't like none of it, then.
Exactly. That even goes back to the movie A Marriage Story that's on Netflix where the husband was talking about like, yo, you wanted to be married so bad, then we got married, and then once we were in that life, you started to realize you didn't like being married, and then you started resenting me and hating me for giving you what I thought you wanted.
Facts.
It's your fault.
I'm just saying. It's like at what point it's like we're supposed to just make all the decisions, make all these moves, and just set up a life for them, and at what point do we look for their input?
When it's really permanent.
Exactly, because it also, people act like gender roles in relationships are just supposed to be non-existent, or just like, yo, we gotta have no more gender roles, super equality all the way, or just nah, we gotta do gender roles to the top front, I'm like, it should be a healthy mix of both. In a sense, not just in a sense gender roles, but just roles within a relationship. Understand responsibilities and shared responsibilities within a relationship. As in, you take care of this, I'll take care of that. If there's something going on me where I can no longer take care of this, can you please help me out and take care of this until I am able to do it again? And if anything, I'll do other things on the other side to help you out. It's like, it just doesn't seem to be much of an understanding of that these days.
Nah, definitely not.
It's just lack of communication.
communication, trust.
I'm about to say trust. Too.
Yeah,
like,
power.
If I can't talk, or I can't feel like I trust to talk to you about it, and we can collaborate on something, then it just feels like, all right, now I feel this is all on my shoulders. So what's the point of even asking you when you don't even care in the first place?
That is a fucking fact. Because, like, okay, bro, when you get into a relationship, it's like. Yo, chill. Yo, don't be saying that all word around me, my nigga.
Relax.
Yeah, that's the word you better say. Relax, shorty.
Reluctant, that's what I am.
But when you're with somebody, isn't it like fair and right when you want to determine the future that, you know, will possibly determine the future for both of you? You want that person's input?
As long as it's still rolling.
Yes.
I mean, because, like, look, that's all fine and dandy, but a lot of people, I think, are blind to the red flags also in those relationships that let you know, yo, we're no longer going in a one direction together. We're separating.
That's a good band, too.
Shut up. Richie, that's Richie's favorite band.
But it's just like, at that point, if you can't get to that point where you're trying to figure out where you want to go together, it's not going to last.
That's a fact.
So it's like what you're saying when it comes to the whole understanding and trust is like, where are we at? You need to analyze shit from the outside. Because, like, I don't want, you know, making concrete plans if I can't see myself down this line with you.
You know, I want to just throw in, like, a quick thought. I don't know if this is just something I thought of right now. So, like, it's human nature for people to find a scapegoat in something.
Yes.
Like, let's say you're not where you need to be in life. You'll come up with an excuse like, I'm not here because of this.
Yep.
Or, like, first, like, in relationships, like, women, they understand, especially today in society, like, the gender roles. So they're like, if they're like unhappy with themselves, they'll be like, it's because of him that shit is like this.
That's a fact. It's because of this relationship that I couldn't explore my dreams to be a singer or a famous.
I got the receipts
too. I think we need to just expose that fact that women are like now scapegoating this idea. Like, okay, if I'm even a little bit unhappy, I'm just gonna blame it on him.
Yes, you have to blame it on him because you put all the onus and responsibility on the man to take care of everything. So if things don't go right, guess whose fault it is? The man.
Sometimes the guy is already doing like 70-30, and then the woman's like, well, you need to be doing 80.
Yes. Go ahead, bro.
So, yo, fam, I'm dying over here.
Exactly.
70-30, I'm at 90.
And at that point, as a man who is overstressed and doing maybe 70-30, it can add an extra stress that it might make you look at your partner different.
Yes.
It might make you feel a little bit different about your partner. It might make you treat your partner a bit differently.
I wanted to say this. I did want to say this. So remember that clip you showed me of Joe Buttons? She was basically saying, you work too much. You're not the same Joe I met. The Joe that she fell in love with was a hard-working guy. She wouldn't even know who he was if he didn't work hard. So it was like it goes back to that scapegoating idea, right? It was like, I'm gonna find something, and then I love that he was just like, hey, listen, can we just, maybe it's your depression, I don't know what it is. I love that he pinpointed what it could have been, and he was on it. He was on it. And I love that he was doing all this while wearing that dope hat.
The same hat we saw him with, right?
Yeah. Guys, I'll be back. I have to go bomb in front of 6 people. I'll be right back.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Do your thing. While Tone was out here spitting facts.
5 now.
Yeah, while Tone was out here spitting motherfucking facts. But that is entirely a fact of, like, when you're able to be in a relationship and tie it together with another person, you can't put all the responsibility and onus on that other fucking person, because that causes extra stress that will, you know, eventually affect that relationship. And especially once you place that power dynamic in a relationship, it really does change the level of respect you might have for your partner. Because if everything you have is being provided by your partner, you're dependent now. Versus, let's say you're in a relationship and you do everything, you provide everything for your girl, you might not, you know, respect your partner as an equal. I'm just saying.
At that point, it goes beyond respect, really, because I think what you're trying to say is there's levels of how far the distance goes with each measure.
Yes.
You know, like you said, 70-30, 80-20, 90-10. I've been at 99-1. I've been at 99-1. And right there, when you get to 99-1,
can't, bro. I gotta
There's
run.
no more.
Thank you for coming on.
respect.
No doubt.
Thank you for speaking, Nico. Say goodbye to the people real quick. Say, give them your ads. Give them
To anybody that's listening to this, I am Neko White. I've done this podcast before. You can find me at Neko White 93 on Instagram. There's NEKO WHITE93 on Instagram, and you can find Evan somewhere standing under a table.
Hey,
scraping off gum.
I can't edit this. No, I'm playing. No, that mic is off. You can talk, bro. No, that mic is off.
I'm sorry. It's cause Evan's short.
Get out of here, nigga. All right, bro. Get out of here. See you guys later. So you were saying you've been 99-1.
Yeah, I've been 91, and like I said, it doesn't. It's way beyond respect at that point, bro. I look at your whole character, your personality, your traits. But I look at you, I don't even know you.
Talk about it, bro.
It's been to that point where at that point I just feel like, yo, I'm just dating myself. I just got.
Yeah, why am I even doing this?
What is this backseat driver over here doing?
Exactly.
Not my car.
But exactly, yo, why am I even doing this? Why am I bothering?
Yeah, and that's from the point where it's like you have two roads. Either, like Joe said, maybe you could find reason in your cheating. I don't support that. Or you could just be like, that's it for me, I'm out.
Yeah.
Just cut it loose. What are you losing? You already lost everything else.
Exactly. You can dip out of the relationship. That is an option that men do sometimes forget, that you can just leave your relationship. But there are other men who feel sometimes vengeful towards their partner, where they want to do things to intentionally hurt them. Men and women. That is not a gender-specific feeling. That is an emotion that
everybody. Yeah.
That is an emotion both genders feel, but I feel like both genders refuse to acknowledge.
What they should really acknowledge is you could be your own life raft, bro. Save yourself.
Yeah.
It's not. You're not at that point where it's over. You can always take it from experience. You can hit a low and you can always come back from it.
That's a fact.
There's no end unless
you can rise. You can rise like a fucking phoenix.
Soar, baby.
That's a fucking fact, and that's my biggest thing. Like I said, the dynamic between men and women, especially with this power constructs in the relationship. Eventually you're gonna have to sit down and have a talk about emotions without emotion. Because you're going to talk about each other's feelings and how you felt in those moments, reflecting back on your relationship, but you want to make sure none of those emotions take over in that conversation when you're talking with your partner, because then that will misconstrue some of the messages you're trying to relay to your partner. You just want to make them aware of how you felt in those moments. And even talking about power constructs in relationships, that goes back to the Red Table Talk that with T.I. and Tiny was speaking with Will and Jada, where T.I. was saying, his wife was saying, I was already independent. I come from this group Escape. I had my own money. I was doing well. I met Tip. He was doing fairly well. He came along. We got together, and he kind of took over. He was like, we doing this. We moving here. And I just wanted to be a good wife, so I just followed along. And then when he got arrested, that person, that leader, was gone, so she had to take charge, and she wanted to do things. And then once he finally got out of jail and he wanted to do things again, she had her own voice, her own strength, and her own lanes that she was getting into, and that created a little bit of tension amongst their relationship, where she felt like she had gained a voice, and now that Tip was back, he was trying to silence it.
Power clash.
And then Tip was saying to the effect of like, no, it wasn't just that. It was to the effect of like, I felt like we worked well together in this way. Our marriage, flourished. And now you're introducing a new way that's challenging my old way. So I don't see how we can flourish in this new way. And then she concurred on it by speaking to her relationship with Will Smith, where Will Smith is such a gentleman, a nice guy, where, he's like, he envisioned his marriage to be like, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to make sure you never got to lift a finger. I'm going to make sure everything is done for you because you're my wife and I love you. I'm doing everything for you. And then it was like, it made her fall into a pit of like, she didn't even have her own self-identity because all she turned into was Will's wife.
Yeah, that's all it is. Will's wife. That's it. +1.
Exactly. And women, hopefully, I hope you guys understand that you guys have more power than that. You guys have more power in a relationship. You guys have way more stock in a relationship. You are way more valued in relationships.
Yeah. it goes both ways. Like you said, it's not gender based. It's just women and men. You both have the power to do for yourself.
Exactly. And the thing is, when that Will Smith one really spoke to me, because it was like a lot of guys share that feeling of like, I get this girl, son. I love her so much, son. I'm taking care of everything. She ain't got to do nothing no more. You ain't got to lift a finger, baby. I got it. And that has become the idolized relationship in today's standard, where the men have to do everything. Like, I don't know if you saw that viral video of the dude who was at the movie theaters with his girl, and like he reanimated the movie to his face.
I want to talk
about
that.
Go ahead, bro.
First of all, What kind of connections you got? For you to do a whole flick, just look at the whole breakdown. He got a movie made.
Yup. Yeah, everybody in the theater.
Bro, first of all, that was a little theater, right? What kind of pull you got to get your own little theater like that?
Who paid for concessions?
You know damn well the family in the back is ordering some champagne.
Exactly. That's a fucking
fact.
him. Yup.
He got movie making money down
That's
there.
on theater number 13.
You know he got all the shitted on, right?
That's a fact because once that happened, women were like, "Oh my God, goals, post, repost," and that was like a new standard of like, "Yo, if a man not doing this for you, he not doing enough." Huh?
So whatever I'm doing ain't good enough?
Yeah. Wait a minute, bitch. I wanna pop.
Sock it. Pop it.
It just created an unrealistic standard. Like, yo, you gotta let people just be their own thing. And understand that, yeah, that's a nice thing, but that's not going to speak to the, 5 years down the line in their marriage or whatever. Like, that's just them.
That's just funny. Whoever, those proposals that had little puppies. Those puppies is nothing now.
I tell you, man.
Trash.
You can't
receipt real quick.
You can't do none of that no more. Like, women are just wilding this week, bro. I'm sorry that a lot of this podcast was just randomness and women, but that's what's been going on.
Women are random.
Women are random.
Women are random.
But do you want to get into some silly stories? They can't hear that. Well, they could probably hear just a tiny bit in the back.
Silly story. What we got? What you got in the lineup?
There was a man sentenced to life in prison for sexually assaulting 195 men.
I'm sorry. Run that back.
A man was sentenced to life in prison because he sexually assaulted 195 men. I know I'm going to say I'm going to a lighthearted topic. This is not lighthearted.
It ain't silly either.
It ain't silly. Nothing silly about it.
What are you asking me, though? That's where we need to start with the question.
Nigga, you say that to say what?
Like,
men get sexually assaulted.
That's crazy.
And now it's by other men. I want the people to know that this shit is going on in the world. There's a war going on outside.
At that point, you wonder if life is enough.
What do you think is a proper sentence for my mans?
I don't know. I'm a big believer in Muhammad's code, eye for an eye.
Okay.
But I mean, he didn't kill nobody. But then again, you took someone's
their innocence.
Yeah, it's like you can't measure that up to a real time. So I guess life is enough at that point. But
life is never enough at that fucking
thing.
point.
You can't. Men gotta be on men now. It's like, everybody's a victim. Everybody can be a victim.
Yes, anybody can get it. Anybody can get it.
Anybody can get it.
Anybody can get it at any motherfucking point in time. Men are out here getting sexually assaulted, Tone. There was a man who sexually assaulted. He got sentenced to life in prison for 195 for sexually assaulting 195 men. He's sentenced to life.
Good.
I just want to spread light on that story just because men do get sexually assaulted.
I was just saying, is that enough? Can you do 2 lives?
No, it sounds about right.
Yes, this is the story.
That's the dude?
Yes, this is the dude that did it.
Man, I know that dude. He does stand up here.
No, he doesn't. Don't do that.
They're about to come to the club.
According to USA, Reynard Senaga, 36 years old, was sitting in life in prison after his conviction for sexual assault against 48 men, but he could be released after 30 years. Investigators reported that over 195 men were sexually assaulted and recorded by Senaga while they were unconscious. During the sentencing at Manchester Crown Court, Judge Suzanne Goddard said that the actual number of victims is actually unknown. You're an evil serial sexual predator who has preyed upon young men who came into the city wanting some blah blah blah. None of your victims even described you as a monster on a scale of emotion.
So he did like the reverse Bill Cosby.
In a way, yeah, something similar to that effect.
Sadly.
It's just a crazy ass story. I just wanted people to know that niggas is out here getting sexually assaulted. That's why.
Wow.
That's wild though. 195.
190 motherfucking 5. Tony, is this the part we want to take the break?
I don't even think I've liked 195 women in my life.
I definitely have liked it up that much. You know how many women I follow on Instagram?
How many?
Where'd you see all the likes?
Well, after New Year's, I always clean it out, but I was definitely following probably over 500 women.
Kind of evidence.
You said you want to take a break?
No, I thought you wanted to take the break.
I did. I left.
How was it?
Oh, the room. There's about 20 people in there. They're still laughing, but their energy is not on 100.
So how did you do?
I did well. I recorded it.
Fucking GOAT, my nigga.
Thank you.
So, did you guys hear about the Japanese billionaire giving away $9 million to his Twitter followers? An experiment to see if money makes people happy?
You're the
I thought it was 900.
You're the GOAT.
I actually heard about that. Wasn't it 900?
Nope, $9 million.
Nah, he got more money than that.
He's sending... No, I think it's going to be 9,000 each to 1,000 people.
You know, just a side note. It always like kind of makes me chuckle under my breath when I see you pull up stories because you pull them up straight from Instagram.
Well, some of them are from Instagram, some are from actually Twitter.
Cause like, but still, the fact that you're using social media. Cause the thing is, like, when I started in college radio, they would make us read the news on the air, and they'd make us go to like the official Associated Press website and print it out and read it word for word, and you're just like, man, you saw this shit in the news, and I'm just like, you mean on the gram?
Well, they take the thing that from Associated Press and all them other, and they just put it in the description.
Well, they rewrite it because
they rewrite it for the headline, but in the actual description they put the story.
Really?
Yeah.
AP all day, baby.
Well, not just Associated Press, but they go to other sources too, like Page 6 and all them other news sites.
Page 6.
They got their resources.
That's a fucking fact.
Imagine, yo, who's your source? The source.
I mean, we never talked about that. I mean, I'd be happy with a little bit of money.
You better follow my nigga.
I could use a little bit of money.
You better follow my nigga.
Send me his link right now.
I'm gonna send you his ad.
Make a Twitter.
I would say the ad on air, but I want y'all niggas to get my money.
Yeah, fuck y'all.
Yeah, definitely. Did you guys hear about the woman who set fire to a man's house after he texted her to come over to get some sex, but then he fell asleep?
Damn, that story's like 20 years old. I remember the left. I remember the Left Eye story.
No, nigga.
Oh. Stephon knew what I was going with that.
Yeah.
Not funny.
I see what you're going there.
Rest in peace, Left Eye.
Yo, you know where she died?
No, in Virginia?
She died in Honduras.
Really?
She was on a vacation. I think her family might have been like from there, but she was out there. That's where she passed away.
Oh.
In Honduras, my peoples.
Damn, bro. Y'all out here wildin'. Whatchamacallit. But did y'all hear about the woman who set fire to a nigga's house because he fell asleep after he invited her over for a late night booty call?
And it's crazy because Left Eye is they're re-releasing it. No, they're releasing.
This nigga with the left eye.
Won't let her rest in peace.
You know, I got a story about Zach Morris in here too. If you want to get to that.
No. I want to talk about the fire.
Okay, yeah, she set fire to his house because he fell asleep after he invited her over. So I want to know what you guys have. You ever dealt with an unpleasant woman after falling asleep? Before or after a sexual encounter?
Like a bad one night stand?
Yeah.
Man, I'm a gentleman. I don't do stuff like that.
Or just a bad sexual experience and when a woman was displeased and she took it out on you. Do we have any embarrassing stories?
No, I got all good reviews on Yelp.
Oh, nigga, fuck out of it. You got a dick Yelp. You know that's a real thing.
Really?
Yeah, that's a real thing. There's dick Yelp and pussy Yelp.
What?
Yeah. There's a dick Yelp and a pussy Yelp person in the back.
Once the music goes off, everybody can hear what we're
Search
talking
my
about
name now. Find if I'm good or not.
They don't say names. They just talk about what happened. Is there any stories you want to divulge, get ahead of?
But you know, that's what they tell you in person.
No,
behind your back, there'll be a whole new group chat on you.
Behind your back? Bitches told me to my face. Why you think they spit on me? Why you think they spit in my mouth? 2 minutes.
Gone in 60 seconds.
Yeah, nigga. I ain't a machine, lady. You sexy. What you want me to do?
I came to do what I do best.
Exactly.
Combest.
Hey, come fast, nigga.
The puns in here are heavy.
I'm just saying.
Pun was heavy.
I'm just saying. It can happen. I'm just glad no bitch ever set my house on fire.
That's true.
Because Minute Man, yeah, that's me. Well, sometimes. It depends on how I feel.
How good is it?
I used to be Mr. Minute Man. It didn't matter who it was. If I thought she was cute or not, you was getting this minute.
If you got mac and cheese,
you was getting this New York minute.
Thinking about it, when I first got a car, I remember showing up one morning and my whole rear view was taken off, and I was like, "Damn, who did I upset?"
Wait,
sleep on her.
If a girl got mac and cheese, what you doing?
I'm just saying, if she got mac and cheese, I ain't surviving more than at least 3 minutes.
you a better man.
Is
than
this
me.
is this a term for something? If she got that mac and cheese,
You know that mac and cheese, nigga.
No, like,
girl got that.
that
you know.
good?
Yes.
Oh,
that mythical.
not literal mac and cheese.
No, I know Stephon's a big nigga, but yo, bitch got mac and cheese. Yo, son, 3 minutes. I gotta leave the sex to get that cheese.
No, man,
can't leave that stew.
Because when as you're saying that, I remember like there was this chick. She runs a catering business in her house, and she brought some mac and cheese up to my job, and it was so good. I was like, yo, this is so good. I would date her.
She took that as a threat. Took his rearview mirror.
Damn, bro. So you have no embarrassing stories about sex?
Like during?
Are there any women who might want to seek vengeance on you because of a bad sexual encounter?
It's possible. It's possible.
It's definitely possible.
I definitely. If it happened, I wouldn't be shocked.
That's a good question. What's some wild shit you been up to?
Yeah, nigga, what's going on?
Lately,
must see TV. What's must seeing?
Lately, man, I've been.
What must we see?
I've been good lately, man. I just been keeping it clean.
This nigga lying. I tell you, man. I mean, they're all whack niggas out here who just give that basic cable, straight up sex. I just don't like when niggas.
Shout out to my man Althoff.
Hey.
The flamingo pose.
Yeah, exactly, man. You know you gotta give it that good signal.
What? You don't know about
You don't know about the flamingo?
No.
You ain't never hit it flamingo
Just a
style?
basic cable ass.
You know when a flamingo got the one leg up?
Is she standing up?
No. You standing up. Nigga, you standing up.
You was standing up.
Yeah, with my one leg up, nigga. I was getting my flamingo on. I was in that pussy like, come on, nigga.
Oh, damn.
Nigga,
I'm sore.
Exactly. No, I don't think flamingos can fly. Can they?
That pussy you do.
I'm gonna tell you something. This flight gonna last about 1 minute before we hit a dead landing.
Oh man.
It happens. It happens to the best of us. It happens to the worst of us.
That's actually a good comedy album. Happens to the best of us.
I know. I wish women had like I think what women deem as embarrassing during sex isn't that embarrassing for us. Has a woman done anything that you felt embarrassed for? Like, damn, bitch.
She didn't make me come.
That was like, damn, bitch.
She just looked at herself. I failed.
Oh, and you
she
looked
took pride in herself. Like, this is trash.
But did you look at her funny?
Yeah.
And you looked at her funny.
I was like, this was all the hype. I waited all this time for this.
I've been
Shout out to you.
Chasing this bitch for 10 years. She owed you that pussy, and then you got it and it was whack. Don't you hate when that happens?
I should have waited longer.
Don't you hate when that happens when you're somebody you've been dying to get at, a couple years, you get it, you're like, it's like whack.
I'd be mad when I don't talk to you no more.
Type whack.
No, I'm trying to think. Tone, is there anything that women could do in the bedroom that would make you feel like, ew, like a little bit embarrassed for shorty?
Well, I've experienced shit where like women will be reminded of something bad that happened to them, and then it'll just ruin the whole mood. Like, I'm sorry, it's just I had this.
She hit you with flashbacks.
Yeah, and I was just like,
but my dick is though.
yo, but what's good? like I'm out here.
I'm literally out here. My man's is out.
Like I'm out.
My man's is out. Boy Scout position.
Like, really
starting to get cold, little breeze.
And then it's like,
you take your pants off and leave them around your ankles.
oh, I go commando. I'm out here. So I'm like that scene in the what's
Tone
that?
the goat.
Bruce Almighty. Clothes all come off.
All them shits come off.
Yep.
Like breakaway pants in the NBA game.
Hell yeah.
Bring those back.
We definitely need to bring those back. Nigga, put some Can We Not on there.
When did they leave, bro? I thought they were still out here.
Breakaway pants ain't never left. That's what I wear to the strip club.
I'm
nigga.
sorry, y'all.
Tone see me in the strip club with breakaway pants at least 3 times. Wildin'.
Yeah. I thought Fashion Nova was paying you.
I need that bag, but no, it's not from them. That was just what I wanted to touch on that.
I want to go to one of the topics you got over here.
Go ahead.
How many people you know can a girl mess with before it's too many for you to attempt to pursue her, chase her?
So this will be the last topic that we touch on today. So, Tone, how many women can a woman know that you know, like familiar friends, before you be like, nah?
Oh, 0.
If she knows one nigga is too much,
yeah,
you can't do it? What about you?
Back in the day, I was stupid. I had a whole fucking basketball team go before me.
The whole block of it.
I'm over here waiting my turn. They're going to pick me one.
He was a 6th man.
He's on the bench. He's a 12th man.
He drafted from another court.
He coming from the G League.
That hurts.
But you're the MVP of the G League, though.
I'll be real about it. Nowadays, probably two.
Two niggas?
Probably two
That's the
niggas.
limit?
That's the limit.
Like, all right, you know my mans, but they can't be like close friends. Like two, like kind of like acquaintances.
I mean, you could be one's mans and one's acquaintance. That's far enough. It's two mans.
I honestly don't know.
I'm never gonna hit the end of it.
I honestly don't know how to answer this question, to be honest with you, because there's certain niggas who I just don't fuck behind. Like, you fuck with that nigga?
Hey, yo.
Like, no, just as a man, I look at women sometimes like, oh, you fuck with that nigga? I can't fuck with you. Nah, I'm out it. I just can't. So for me, it might be 0, but if it's 1, nah, I can't do it. That might one's too many. But guys, that is where we end this episode. Zach Morris. Yeah, Zach Morris was on the other.
Oh man, I was hyped. I thought you were calling me like the Zach Morris of media. I was about to get hyped.
No, I was gonna say Zach Morris was on the thing, and then Trick Daddy got arrested for the DUI, and then I felt bad because they took his mugshot.
They memed the hell out of him.
Niggas in there looking like Tone.
They gave him young.
Oh, shit.
First of all, hey yo.
The breakaways in the mugshot.
Like, if you see a nigga looking like that, take him home. Don't take him to the. Don't take him to the station.
They young jocked him. They put the permed weaves on it.
Yeah, it was bad, man. It was bad.
Have some respect for the legend.
Freshly raked leaves and shit.
Exactly. But guys, any last words?
Tone, take it away first.
Hey man, we got a bunch more episodes to do this year. We're hyped for them and hope you'll keep rocking with us.
Yep, till episode 100. What about you, bro?
It was good making an appearance.
Thank you for coming. Let me give you a round of applause one time real quick.
Always shout out to the Can We Not podcast, the Pod Piper himself, the host master. Hey!
This is what I started it off with, so yeah.
Shout out to Akai. See you next time. And until next time,
all right, guys, that's the last episode. We're going to see you guys episode 79, motherfucker. We out this bitch.